Hey, hey, you tourists, it's your boy Domination. This is Back in the Basics. Sugar the deuces out text, baby man, that's back. You know this it is. Real man Rasta, fake man Rasta, real Rasta, fake Rasta, brought to right preacher, preach on. And welcome to the Back in the Basic broadcast, Back in the Basic. And today we're going to talk about the Back in the Basic unsung review of previous episodes that we never, previous episode when it first got started, even though I put the new episode of unsung review, but this is pre-review unsung episode continue. So we already talked about uh, Tina Marie and Florida and the Pilot, but we're gonna talk about this group right here, the Shalamars, the Sh- the Shalamars, the Shalamars. They're a great group, man. You know that's like back in like in the ear- early '70s and late '80s or something like that. You know, like late '70s and early early set '90s or something like that. Because they started off in 1977 and 1991, 1996, and 1997, and 1999 present day. So the Shallow is a Grammy winner, American R&B and soul music and vocals group since acted since acted since the late 1970s and throughout the 1980s. The Salamar's classic lineup on the Salon Records consider of Howard Louie and Jude Worley, and Jeffrey Daniels, the guy who created, teach Michael Jackson to do the backslide, also known as the moonwalk. We'll talk about that for a few minutes. It was originally a disco drive-in vehicle created by Soul Train Booker agent Dick Gregory and the show creator and producer Don Cornelius, R.I.P. And rest in peace to Dick Gregory too. Not the only not the comic Dick Gregory, rest in peace, but the other Dick Gregory, the guy who brought the Shadow Morris, you know, and also Don Cornelius. It was called Soul Train Records, but they changed it to Soul Records. You know, after Dick Gregory didn't see the potential of the group, but Dick Gregory saw the potential, so it didn't work how they planned. So he carried on the group for himself instead of Don Cornelius. It was Dick Gregory took him in. They went on to be a influence disco trio, mastermind by Cornelius, as noted in the British hit single and albums. They are considered as the fashion icon and trendsetters and helping to uh, 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 introducing body popping to the United Kingdom. Their collective name, Shalamar, was picking by Gregory. Yep, it was been picked because one of their actual producers has come from the Moors or something like that. I forgot how they actually got the name. So the career, the first hit credit to Shadow Mars was Uptown Festival 1977, which it was recorded at Ike and Tina Turner Studio, Butterdick Sound in 1976. It was released on Soul Train Records. It was successfully inspired Gregory and Don Cornelius to replace sensation singer with popular Soul Train dancer Jiggly Wally and Jeffrey Daniels to join the original Salomon lead singer Gregory Mulford. Joybird Brown took over the spot and voted by the formula for the group's second album, Disco Gardens 1978, which featured the hit Take That to the Bank. after a conflict over the lack of paying from Gregory and the Sanalo, short for the sound of the Los Angeles records. Brown left the group. Howard Lilly replaced Brown in 1979. The group was joining up with the producer Sullivan the second or something like that. I think it's one of the groups for I forgot what the group of the band the Shalamars. Not Shalamars, Silvers, the Silvers. Yeah, that was a group called the Silvers, because I was the Silvers, because his name was Leon Silver III. So basically, he was producing the Shalamars in 1979 and signed with Sutherland and scored a U.S. million settle with the second time around, 1979. The classic lineup of Hewitt and Willis and Daniel would be the most successful. Yep, it was. And the UK, this is when they finally, that was their last time they were been together. In the UK, the group has a string of hits with songs much as Take That to the Bank in 1978, I Owe You One in 1980, and the songs from the Friends 1982 album, I Can Make You Feel Good. 1982, A Night to Remember. That was the last time they were ever together. And I think she had a relationship with these two. Howard and Jeffrey, and Jenny Willis. That's her name. I forgot her name. Jenny and Willis. Yeah, Jenny Willis. So she had a relationship between those two, but that's why they caused the breakup. There is it. There is it, and the track title. The title track, Friends, the album, which across the which across the origins of pop, disco, and soul. It was also a big seller in the UK in 1982. The band recording sales in the UK could consider when Daniel disnorate his body popping dance skill on BBC television music program. The top of the pop, the top of the pop, which has premiered the moonwalk on television for the first time. Michael Jackson was a fan of the Shalamar and partly of Daniel and his dancing move. After he watched him on Soul Train, Jackson and Daniel meet afterwards. Jackson took his 12-year-old sister Janet to see the Shalamar performing at Disneyland. Daniel and Jackson choreographers Jackson Bad and smooth criminal videos from the album Bad. Yep. And 1987. Yeah. Jeffrey Does taught Michael Jackson the backslide, but Michael called it to the moonwalk and never give the man the credit, But that happens, man. He should have gave him a credit though. The classic lineup of the Shalamar, Willie and Wetlet and Daniels scored a total of 5 golden albums in the U.S. with The Big Fun, 1979. Three for Love, 1980, which unevenly went platinum. Friends in 1982, which has also went platinum. The Look, 1983, and the Heartbreak, 1984. The group took a knock when Wallace and Daniels separately left the band over the dispute within the group and the issue with Dick Gregory and Soderlord. Adding to Weatherly and personally to this part was her considered frustration with Gregory and Shalamar, and shortly after the release of their next album, The Look, 1983. Nonetheless, the album yielded a number of the UK hit singles, including Disappear Act and the Grammy nominee Dead Giveaway and Over and Over. The album itself moved Shalamar into into a more new wave and subtly pop direction, which the rock guitars to the for it, but the look generally was not the successful that Friends had been the previous years. It wasn't. Everything, the music changed in the decade, so which in the mid 1980s, the lineup had changed in the advent of Mickey Free and Douglas Davis. Sodomore returned to the U.S. Top 20 in 1984 with Dancing in the Sheets, 1984, from the Footloose soundtrack. Yep, the movie by Kevin Bacon. The song picked it at 17, and the group win a Grammy for "Don't Get Stoppin' in Beverly Hills" from Beverly Hills Cop and soundtrack in 1984. In 1984, that's Eddie Murphy movie. In 1985, Kool and the Gang, Midnight Stars, Sodomore, and Fly Max performed at the Myrtle Convention Center in Oklahoma City. That year, Yodelie departed to begin his successful solo career and was replaced by Jenny Justin. Followed in the Wellesley and departure, and the band began to lose its popularity. Considered evidence in 1987. It did not sell well, and the band broke up shortly after the Wake Up 1990 was released. Yep. And then here's their reunion. In 1996, reunion. Weatherly rejoined with Whitley and Daniels, plus LL Cool J on Babyface Million sell single. For this is for the lover in you, and a cover of a hit single from Shalamar Platinum album 3 for Love in 1980. A music video was shot in which the three former members of Shalamar are digitally reunited on a screen. Reunited on the screen. Huey and Weatherly and Daniels recorded of joining Babyface and LL Cool J to perform the song on the UK Top of the Pop in 1996. They are credited on their single release under the individual name. However, it's marking the classic duo first and only live performance together since 1983. In 1999, Huey Howard and Jeffrey Dawson reformed of Shalamar and played in Japan. This was followed by the UK tour in 2000 and 2001 and 2003. From 2003, Shalamar continued to tour with the lineup of Huey and Whitley and Jeffrey Daniels and Curly and the Griffin, creating different Griffin in 2005. This lineup and appeared on the UK television series Hit Me Baby One More Time with the original member Daniel and Howard Witt, and with Carla Griffin, a long-time friend and a fan of the original band, and the daughter of Dick Gregory. Gregoria's mother is uh, Cora Lucas from the whole Winterlet singing back vocals. Some more reaching the grand final of Hit Me Baby One More Time in May 2005, ultimately losing cut to the Shakin' Stevens. This was followed by the element of a concert tour in the UK, in the US, Nigeria, and Japan. The Shalamar was featured on a episode of TV One series Unsung, in which Liz and Daniel and Hallowell shared their stories about the group creation, the lack of a payment, and royalties from son-in-law success and egos, and the breakup of the classical lineup. Dick Gregory, admittedly free, and Delisa Davis and Shirley Jason are also interviewed for the episode in Entertainment Avenue in London. This translated their return to the return to the UK in April 2010 for a tour. Sodomore returns to Indecent 02 in October 2011, December the 12th, December the 13th, and December the 14th. The Sodomore performed a series of 8 UK tour dates in April 2015, and another tour of 4 UK dates in June 2015. At June 2018, the European Intelligent Property and Office officials ownership of the Sodomore trademark back to the ownership of the ownership of the Gregory family, Carolina Lucas and Carolina Griffin, wife and the daughter of Sodomore creator Dick Gregory. Officially own all, all, all licensed across the 28 countries of Europe. So they own all the rights of their music, man, and it should could be owned because of their rights to own the stuff they can have. Be careful what you wish for, folks. So here's part of those, and actually they brought us certain members of the group: Carol Gregory and Shannon Jason, admittedly free, and Lisa Davis, Harold and Weasley, and Oliver Brown, Craig Muttleyforth, and Julie Whittlesey, and Jeffrey Daniels. So personal. So okay, the vocalist, the guitar, and keyboard, and piano, and guitar, you name it. So okay, the studio albums: Uptown Festival in 1977, Disco Gardens in 1978, Big Fun in 1979, 3 for Love in 1980, Go For It 1981, Friends 1982, The Look 1983, Heartbreak in 1984, Conservative Evidence in 1987, Woke Up 1990. Now, she went her own solo career. Janine Willis looking for the new love and all that. She had her own solo, you know. Still look good whining there. She looked beautiful. She a beautiful young lady. She had her own solo. And Josie Willis in 1987, Larger Than Life, 1989, Affair of the Love, the Fear of the Heart, 1991, Intentional Mercenary, 1993, and the and the affection 1995, Flowers 1998, the Saturday Night Experience 1999, Midnight Lounge in 2001, the Making Over in 2016. So she with her own solo, herself. They give away best R&B performance by a duo or group for vocalists, and herself best new artist 1988. I'm looking for a new love. Yeah, I like the song. Best R&B vocals performance females. Yep. Okay. She went her own solo. So what about Jeffrey? Did he went to solo? I don't think he went to solo. The only album he got is Skinny Boy. I don't know if he a singer or not, but he was a great photographer, dancer though. You know. And let's see, Huey Wiswit. So he born in Attleboro, Idaho, U.S. So originally in California, Los Angeles. He had his own solo album, Committed to Love, in 1986. Forever and Ever, 1988. And Howard and Hewlett in 1990. Allegiance in 1992. It's Time 1994, and The Journey in 2001, and Journey Alive in 2002, and Innovate Live in 2005, If Only 2007, and Howard Hewlett and Christmas in 2018. Yeah, he was in Bab's movie. I don't know what part he was. He was in Halle Berry and that other girl movie. So it's kind of sad from this talented group, man, going through their financial problems and the 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 bad payments and stuff like that, and jealousy, and how they play their roles and stuff like that. But it's good they still performance to this day. But their music will live on for many years, ever for more years to come. So I hope you enjoy for this Back of the Basic broadcast, and we're gonna have more next week or next Sunday. Stay tuned on that. All right. It's your boy Domination. This is Back of the Basic. You're gonna do so. Text baby. Until next time. All right. Peace. I'm out. All right. Peace.